Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. In this tutorial I will be showing you how to build the SRC, Safe Railway Crossings. Now there's two types, train priority and player priority, and in this episode we will be talking about the player priority. There's another video that covers train priority, so I highly encourage you to look at that one as well to know what the difference between the two is. Alright, so let's just observe the player priority gate just to see the dynamics of it. If you notice, the train is always free to move by default. Then the player gate is always closed by default. However, if the player approaches the gate, immediately the train gates come up and the train stops because there is actually a signal right here that turns red saying that it cannot pass, and so the player is completely safe all the way inside this rail crossing from either this train or the train behind, which is actually waiting on the other one to go. So I'm actually gonna let this train go through. As you can see, the gate closes as soon as I move away. And now I'll come back and you'll see that on the other side the train also stops no matter where I am in the crossing. Both trains are completely stopped, granting me a safe haven inside this little space. So how does this work? Well, I have, of course, the priority being inside the space, and that's why I call it player priority 1. But basically these gates, the player gates, are just like any other gate. They open up as soon as they sense the player and close as soon as the player is away. However, one important thing is to keep all of these gates synced. Because of the distance, if I am here by default, the bottom gate would actually be open. So what we do is hook them up to the circuit network. This is just a small circuit network. The wires just going from one pole to the other for all these 4 poles, and this train is being impatient. So let's take a look at this gate. The open condition is P greater than 0 and the output signal is P. So there's two things that this gate is doing. It's actually reading the sensor, and when it reads the sensor it outputs a signal P. P for player, right? So pretty much what that means is it's looking for the player, and if the player is there it outputs 1P. And also we have an open condition, so if it has a signal P and it's greater than 0, so it means like if any gate is open, this gate is going to open. Or rather, if any gate senses a player, this gate is going to be open. And this is true for all of these horizontal gates. So this gate and this gate is hooked up actually right here. All of these are the same. All these horizontal player gates have the same condition. So if any of these gates sense me, all of the other gates are going to open because the P value right now is actually 2. See, I'm standing right next to these two gates, so they are outputting, one is outputting P signal of 1, and another outputting signal of 1, so total we have is a P signal of 2, which is greater than 0, and so this gate, this gate, this gate, and this gate all open. So this is actually really crucial to keep the whole area open to give the player that priority. So now let's look at the train gates. The train gates are only on the open gate mode, and they are only open when P signal is equal to 0, which means that the player is not being sensed by any of these gates. So if any of these gates have sense the player, this gate is gonna close, come up, right? This gate and this gate, because they all have the same exact condition of P is equal to 0. There we go. So that takes care of the gates, but if the train is actually moving quite fast, they can destroy these tiny gates here and still run you over. So we have to actually implement some signals. So we have a rail signal over here that says close it when P is greater than 0. So again, any time that the player is being sensed by any of these gates, this rail signal is going to become red and prevent the train from moving. We have another signal right over here that does exactly the same thing. The one over here doesn't really matter because the train is coming from the right, not from the left. But if you have a double-headed train, I guess, then you would need to affect this signal as well, though it would be on this side. The only other thing are these lights, and these lights are, this is an anything condition, so if anything is greater than 0, they'll be on, so they're pretty much always on. And the only thing that I had to change is use colors. So we want to pretty much say, okay, if we are in this space, it's going to be green, and if we're out, it's red. This is just cosmetic. They don't really do anything. And the color is just changed by these decider combinators. So P is greater than 0. We wanted the green color, so it means we are inside. It's all good. And this one just says put up a red color if P is equal to 0, which means we are not in this intersection. So now that you know how this works, let's get building. Alright, so I have disabled this train, the rail tracks here, so the train doesn't run us over as we're building. But you want to start out with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 area across, including these posts. These rail tracks are separated by pretty much a big electric pole. If you want to see how I build my train tracks, check out the train video, the tutorial that I did. I'll have a link down in the description below. Alright, so let's first place the gates. So we want to place them just one tile away from the tracks. Okay, and we also need one for the train as well. So these are player gates, and now these are the train gates. Like that, and now just fill them up with regular walls, so you do not accidentally wander out. Alright, so we're pretty much blocked in here. Okay, so the default behavior, as you can see, is a little bit sketchy. This one is open, but the other ones are still closed, and anytime you move, it sort of glitches out where it opens for a little bit and then kind of closes, so it's really unreliable, and that's why we need to set up that part with P is greater than 0 signal, so every single gate kind of opens all at once and there's no chance of us getting stuck. Alright, so let's place a power pole down in each of these 4 sections, and rail signals right after them. Alright, now we can take some green wire or red wire. I'll just use some green wire and wire these poles up. There, oh, let me get closer. Here, here, and here. So all these poles are now connected, and we can just continue our network right from the poles. So let's first work on these gates. Pick a side, it doesn't matter. If you hover over the end wall of these gates, you can see that it's kind of selecting the whole gate. So you can either choose this one or that one, it doesn't matter. I'll just choose this one. And then we need to put one over here. There we go. So that takes care of this gate, and we also need one here. Okay, so this one, this gate, and this gate are pretty much connected to this pole, which is connected to everything else. So you can connect them pretty much however you want. Just keep the wire the same, and you know, make sure everything is connected to kind of the same network, and you should be good. See, everything just kind of lights up there. And you pretty much got to do the same thing for the other side, but I cannot get to the other side because now I need to actually program this. So we will click on this and say read sensor, output signal. Let's change that to P for player. You can have this whatever you want. You can leave it at G, you can put it on 0, 1, whatever you want. Just make sure that everything is kind of using the same signal. So there we go. I have open condition on signal P, so that gate is now set. All we have to do is now pretty much copy paste on all the other gates. The way to do is shift right click to copy. See, now it turns green, and then shift left click to paste, and there you go. So now this one has exactly the same open and output signal conditions. So we need to pretty much repeat the same process, wire this up. So I'll actually do it from the other side, because why not? So we'll do, let's see, this gate. Then, let's see, yep, this gate. And that gate. Okay, now hold shift. Oh, see, it's already, see, it's saying whatever the green is, that means it's already copied. Right, so now I can just pretty much paste. It still holds that first copied entity that I did, so I can just paste it on this gate and this gate. There we go. Now all the gates are going in unison, so when I walk around this place, there's no glitches where I can actually get stuck and perhaps run over by a train. Good. All these gates are good. So now let's work on these gates here. So let's see, we already wired them up, so now we just need to change the signal. There we go. Open condition P, signal P, and we want it to be P is equal to 0. Okay, there we go. It opens when the player is away. As long as the player is inside, it's actually closed. So again, we can just shift right click, copy that, shift left click, and paste it on this gate, which is actually not wired yet, so that's why it's not doing anything, and this gate and this gate. So as you can see, these two gates work and these two do not. So let's wire those up. From here, let's see, this gate, there we go, and from here to this gate. There we go. So all the gates are now wired up and work as expected. Great. Another thing to do is do the signals. So from this power pole to this signal, and from this power pole to this signal. Make sure you got it on the signal that, you know, where the train is coming from. So for example, this train is going to be coming from the left. So we need to do the left signal here and leave the right one alone. And same thing here. The train is coming from the right side, so we need to do this right signal, not the left one. That you can actually wire this left one as well. It's just not going to really matter. So here we want to close, not read. Close condition is P equal to 0. Oh, sorry. Nope. Greater than 0. There we go. P is greater than 0, and it's red. Because we are inside, and we wanted to close as long as we are inside. So if we're inside, the signal is going to be P1, 2, or 3, 4, as long as, you know, these sensors are actually reading us. I hope that makes sense. Shift right click again to copy, and shift left click to paste. Verify. P is actually greater than 0. It's closed. Great. It all works. And that's how you do that. So the last thing I'm going to do is just add the lights. So I'll just make like a little corner here. Keep the light in. And you pretty much do this on all the sides. And I think I just made it too much. Yep. So let me delete that. There we go. Here and here. Alright. Let's put a decider combinator. It doesn't really matter where you put it, just make sure it's within the network range. Hook up the green wire to the input, and then from the output also back into the network. So we want to switch the output to 1. You don't need to do the input count, and the output is going to be green. And the parameters for this, so we want the light to be green anytime the player is inside. So P is greater than 0. So it's going to output a green signal. So let's verify that works. Yep, the green signal is there because we are inside. Now the lights are not turning on because we haven't told them to be on. So click on the light. Here, I'll do it here. Click on the light. Oh, right, and we need to wire them up. So wire the lights. Wire the lights. There we go. Okay, the lights are wired up now. So click on the light. Say use colors. And we want the light to always be on. So we just do anything. Anything greater than 0. There's always going to be something. Because we are going to be sending either a green signal or a red signal with these combinators. Right now it's just green. So if you walk away, it's actually turned off. And let's actually add the other one. I'm just going to rotate it just for symmetry's sake. And green wire. Connect it to the output and then the input back to the pole. So we're going to do the same thing, just want to output 1. And this time we're going to do red. And P, player, equal to 0. So anytime we're away, it's going to send out a red signal. So let's walk away. There we go. It changes red. Walk in, changes to green. Great. So now we just shift right click to copy, shift left click to paste on all the lights. And there you go. That is done. The whole intersection. And I can just extend these walls anywhere you like. And that's that. So let me put the rail back in so the train actually can go. And yes, that is the limitation of it. If the train already passed the signal, it's going to crash into the gate. So let's stay inside and see. There we go. Train stopped. If I go away and try to go back in, unfortunately, that's the limitation of this crossing. And I just want you guys to be aware of that. So be careful not to actually trap the train inside. But as long as you're in there first, you'll be fine. You'll be safe, completely safe. The trains are not gonna go in as long as you go away. They will continue through. So there you go. That's how you build the player priority safe railroad crossing. What a mouthful. Make sure you check out the other video where I build the train priority one. And that one is more like a real life sort of intersection where the trains always get priority and block you from coming through. So watch that one and see which one you like better and build that one. Or maybe both. I don't know. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give a thumbs up. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. I'll have more tutorial videos coming out. And let me know down in the comments, what do you think of this intersection? And if you have any improvements to it, you know, post the ideas down below, and maybe I'll do another video if there is a way better one that you guys can come up with. So yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.